Imagine putting all the rice consumed annually on one end of a scale and all people on the other. The balance would be firmly in favor of rice. Almost 20% of the calories ingested annually by humans come from this beloved crop. Rice is the base for many delicious dishes, including Spanish paella, Indian biryani, Nigerian jollof, Korean bibimbap, and many more. How then did this unassuming grain make its way into so many different cuisines? Rice's origins date back thousands of years, to the time when the grain was separately domesticated by early farmers in Asia, Africa, and South America. Asian rice arrived first, which many experts on plant genetics believe came from modern-day China. The area's nomadic hunters first started collecting and consuming the seeds of a weedy grass more than 10,000 years ago. Then they began sowing these seeds some 9,000 years ago, causing hunters who were nomads to relocate to farming towns. Growers chose and replanted seeds from the rice plants that most pleased them with each harvest, such as those with larger, more abundant grains or fragrant flavors. Over millennia, thousands of varieties of Asian rice emerged. About 3,000 years ago, a relative of the same weedy grass was also domesticated in Africa. Its current expansion is primarily restricted to West Africa. Although the crop was lost with the arrival of the Europeans, Asian rice nevertheless spread extensively and is currently an essential part of cuisine and culture throughout Asia and beyond. 4,000 years ago, growers in South America also domesticated rice. Rice plays such a major role in meals in Japan that the word gohan refers to both cooked rice and meal. The crop has been adapted to prosper in damp, shallow fields and mountains, which is what a large majority of Japan's landscape is comprised of. The plant's ability to thrive in a variety of temperatures, from tropical to temperate, has allowed rice farming to spread throughout the world. Since rice is a semi-aquatic plant, it thrives on soil that is submerged. Due to their root cells' dependence on soil air for oxygen supply, many other crops are incapable of surviving in standing water. However, the air channels found in the roots of rice plants enable oxygen to move from the leaves and stems to the tissues that are submerged. Rice is traditionally grown on flat areas called paddy fields, which are kept submerged in up to 10 centimeters of water for the duration of the growing season. Due to the aquatic environment's inability to support many competitive weeds, this approach delivers excellent yields. However, the method uses a lot of water. 11% of the world's cropland is planted to rice, yet utilizes more than 1/3 of the irrigation water globally. This method of growing rice generates a surprisingly high amount of greenhouse gas emissions. Flooded fields are the perfect breeding grounds for microorganisms, known as methanogens. The only known species that make methane are methanogens. Methane is a greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere 25 times more effectively than carbon dioxide. Methanogens quickly proliferate and begin to eat away at the organic material in the flooded paddy field, all the time evaporating massive volumes of methane. As a result, rice farming accounts for about 12% of annual methane emissions caused by humans. In actuality, rice does not have to grow in paddies that are constantly flooded. Growers and researchers are investigating water management, methods that can reduce methane while maintaining yield. An approach that shows potential is called alternate wetting and drying. Growers control methanogen growth by occasionally lowering the water level. Without affecting yield, alternate watering and drying can reduce methane emissions by 30 to 70% and water use by 30%. There are numerous, occasionally surprising sources of greenhouse gases. Increasing the sustainability of rice cultivation is just one of the many difficulties we must confront in order to prevent catastrophic warming. Many rice farmers still flood their fields throughout the entire growing season nowadays. Rethinking centuries-old customs necessitates a significant mental adjustment. However, defying convention might be just what we need to preserve the health of our planet and our lives.